Okay, hey y'all, I'm back. I am going into the Discord. I'm going to join the general voice chat for Sworn Brothers. Join me there if you'd like. In the meantime, I will read from the chat. Just make sure everything is cool here. Got the chat up. Okay. 5 is the best Final Fantasy, and it's the closest thing to Dragon Quest Final Fantasy has ever done. Cool. Hey, that's a compliment for Dragon Quest. 13 ruined Final Fantasy for me. It was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, was 13. Isn't that wild? BioPhoenix, I like 5, but it's not my personal favorite, but it's impressive for the time it came out. What's your favorite Final Fantasy, Chris? 5 to me is the quintessential classic style traditional RPG, JRPG. So as for table topics and ideas, well, I can't really do any videos right now due to the whole flood thing. Makes sense. I get that. Hey, what's going on?
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, thank you.
What you been up to?
Nothing too much. I know I was, like, outside for a bit today, and it was kind of hot out, so I'm just trying to, like, not die.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing some yard work last time too, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of different yard work, like, all around the summer. Like, I had to do some gardening, and then I had to, like, do some stuff with the pool. In fact, a dude actually came in earlier today that's actually fixing the heater. So, just boring crap like that.
Step it up, being the man in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But, I know you guys don't want to hear me talk about that type of shit, so.
No, this is pro life tips. I love it.
Yeah. But, I actually did beat a game last week, like, for funsies.
Okay. Do tell.
Yeah, it was a game on the Genesis called Crusader of Century. It's actually one of the few Atlas games that was released on there.
Didn't you bash that one? Didn't you say like the rep was like too hype for that?
No,
What was
no,
that? Didn't
that
you say there was like an Atlas game or some Genesis game that like everybody loved that was like overhyped? It was like really expensive too.
well, Rule of Rose is one, but that's on
Oh,
PS2,
maybe that's
and
what
that
I'm
game
thinking of.
sucks.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah, yeah, no,
how?
that's an Atlas game that sucks for sure. Well, I mean, they didn't make the game; they just published it over here. But
Right.
yeah,
So how was Crusader of Centy?
Century. It's pretty good game. It's basically like Link to the Past if it was on the Genesis, basically. Although I wouldn't say it's as good as that, but it does have its charm that I think does make it like very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, like the big charm with the game that I think it has over Link to the Past is that the whole idea is that you actually talk to like animals, and then you like the animals will like help you out like in like your party inventory. But basically, your item inventory is the animals. Like instead of just being like a boomerang, like you have like a flying squirrel that helps turn your sword into a boomerang. Basically, it's
Whoa.
weird.
Okay. That's nifty. Sounds different. I think that's like a $200 game though, or something. Like that's crazy expensive. But I mean, at least there's emulation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say for you, yeah, just emulate that one, or just get a reproduction cart. But of course, if you do get a reproduction cart, make sure you get one that actually has the save battery in it.
Yeah, for sure. I think my strategy when I get games that are cartridge based and have saves and everything is always ask the seller in a message like, "Hey, is the save battery tested and working, or at least to look for it?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I know a friend of mine, he actually did get a copy of that exact game. Funny enough, and when he got it, he opened it up and there was no battery in it, and it's like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, go figure. Hey, we got PXN Gaming here.
Yeah, I see him in the thing. It's just his thing's muted.
I'll
Hello.
unmute. Yeah, hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh
Hey,
hey.
still VG mashup, I see.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Half is PXN, half is VG, but it's the same person. Whatever.
It's like
Oh
when you
yeah, it's
change
cool.
addresses and like, you're still getting mail sent to the old address.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's up? How's the YouTube respite?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
How is the YouTube respite? How's the little break from YouTube going?
It's going good. I'm actually going to be posting a video response pretty soon. So the break didn't last too long. There were just so many people. Hey, come on, come back, do this, do that. I was like, all right, fine. I'm jumping out of retirement. So
There you go.
plus, to be honest, I am missing it already. So I'm like, all right, you don't have to twist my arm too much. I was going to rebrand, and I did. So I just kept that. But yeah, I guess I'll be back soon enough.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You got peer pressured.
Peer pressured, yeah. A lot of fan requests. I didn't realize that. So hey,
Yeah.
awesome.
No, I wanted you to come back, but the thing was that, I wanted you to take your time too with whichever what you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. And hopefully I will stick around for a lot longer this time.
You have a question from Terry in the chat. What's with the name change to PXN?
I don't know, man. Just simple rebrand. Just the name itself is PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PXN. So talk about everything. Yeah, but the actual name changed. Why it happened is, it's really just something. I was trying to think of something creative. So that's it.
It's not a bad name. I mean, now that I know that, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so it was just something as simple as that. Nothing too cryptic or anything like that. I guess, although it is a little obscure, but still.
Got you. Well, where's the Steam box, love? Come on, VG.
No, I'm good with that. I'll let the pros deal with that. This is my limit.
Leave that.
3 consoles is my limit, and I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gotcha. What are the summer games? So I know Chris just said he played Crusader of Centy. What do you guys want to accomplish in terms of games or anything really this summer?
Well, for me, yeah, I've been playing a lot of smaller games, but every now and again I will add a big one to the mix. So, for example, my goal was to complete a Trails game because I'm stuck on 1 and 2. I completed those 2, so I've started playing Trails of Cold Steel 3. So my goal is to finish that eventually. It's a long game.
Yeah.
That's actually my favorite one in the series, honestly. This is the 3rd one.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
You're starting with the 3rd one?
Well, a little bit more than starting, but in RPG age, yeah, pretty close to the beginning. So I don't think I've done the prologue, and I'm in chapter 1, basically running around doing some of the basic things. So nothing too complex or the story really hasn't started yet.
Okay. That doesn't matter though, sequentially, like playing the 3rd one before 1 and 2.
In this case, I think it does because these games are pretty interconnected.
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's really hard to like just jump like right into like the middle of like one thing in the series.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, goals for you, gaming wise?
Well, right now I'm not. Well, there's actually one game I've been playing a little bit of, but it's for a review, so I kind of want to like keep that a secret for now. But like outside of that one though, I know there are some games that are coming out that I actually do really want to get. That actually, like, funny enough, they all come out in like July, and I'm just like, damn it, why couldn't they come out like in like the fall? And I know one of them is that Klonoa remaster. I've always wanted to try out that series, and now that it's coming back, I think it'd be a good time to do that. And then the other one that's also coming out is that Live Alive remake.
Right.
And there was another game I saw that also said it was coming out at like the end of July, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But it looked really cool, though. I'll see if I can try and pull it up.
Okay. Yeah, the Live Alive had a cool style to it. I think, you know what it reminded me of? Not in terms of gameplay, but I think in terms of the characters, was Sayuki.
Sayuki Journey West.
Yeah. Didn't it have like animal, like anthropomorphic, like protagonist or something?
Sort of, yeah. It had like the I know it had like that pig guy.
Yeah. Well, what was Live Alive exact? I think it had like some historical aspect or something. I don't remember, but it looked intriguing.
I've never played the original game.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to, but from what I remember, like reading up on it, it's basically like these like random characters from different time periods have to like eventually come together to like do a thing. It's probably a really bad way of like describing it, but like I remember there's a caveman part, and I remember if you when you use him, like there's like no like English dialogue, like all like the dialogue text is like unga booga kind of thing, and apparently they do a really interesting job of like with building a character with that, which I'm very interested to see how that works. And then I know there's also like a cowboy guy. There's also some like kid that makes like a robot in like the future or something. I don't know. It's really weird and quirky, but that's kind of what made me like want to like try out the game.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, you're saying you want to play Chrono Trigger too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, eventually I want to play it too.
Okay. Oh, Live Alive or Chrono
Yeah.
Trigger? Okay.
No, Chrono Trigger. I don't. That ship has sailed. I'm. I keep saying I'm going to play it, but I'm never going to play it.
We play Chrono Cross, so
Oh yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. So that's fine with me. For me, I'm working on Xenoblade Chronicles. I've got about 10 hours in. I've never played it before. I'm playing the Switch version. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I played the 3DS version. I played like 5 hours, but I mean, it was the 3DS version. And it was just like too late, I think. I want to finish that one before summer's up. And as far as other gaming goals, I mentioned some of the project ideas I have in the beginning of the stream. I think it's just about being decisive about what I would like to focus on for the channel, and then kind of going from there. Next month, I don't know if I should spoil this. Well, August is supposed to be a special month for me. I'll just say that much on the button mappers. So I'm going to pick some intentional games. I'm just wondering, like, what you guys would be most interested in out of my project ideas. So I was thinking of either F-Zero, Kirby, spaceship shooters, Zelda, or 64 games.
Can I go first?
By all means.
All right. Well, I would say F-Zero just because, I love those games, and, I just think it'd be cool just to hear what you have to say about all of them. And
You guys cut out. I don't know. I think you're still talking, Chris.
oh, so yeah, sorry. I thought you were about to say something, so I kind of just stopped. Okay. The other thing I was gonna say was that also I think the spaceship shooter one could be interesting too, because I wonder which ones like you could be talking about, because there's like a bajillion out there.
Yeah, for sure.
For the exact same reasons that Chris described, I'm going to say Zelda. I just think that, and I know you've discussed Zelda in the past, but I would love to hear, especially since you talked about Breath of the Wild, that game, when you were a game to be played when you were not feeling well. I think that was something similar along that topic. So I'd love to hear, for the exact same reasons, Zelda discussion.
These are good thoughts, guys. Thank you for the feedback. I'm open to any of them, really. I'm nervous about Zelda because I don't think I'll be fair to Zelda 1 or 2. I think I would play Zelda 1 with a guide. I think it's the time has passed for me to like play that the way it was meant to be played. If you could even say
that. I don't blame you for using a guide for that game.
I may print out a map or something. Like, I don't know. That could be fun. Because the original cartridge came with a map in the box.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The other thing is, like, I'm looking for some short-term victories. I think the shooter genre is open enough for me to be like, well, Yeah, I could just play any and have fun with them. F-Zero, I'm definitely open to. I love X. I love GX. I'm not that thrilled about the GBA ones or the SNES one. Um, but I would be open to playing them and talking about them. I think they're fun and nice short bursts of fun.
I
So,
can. Oh,
yeah,
go
go ahead.
on.
No, I was just gonna say any of them work. What were you gonna say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what I was gonna say is that that the one on GBA that was Japan only. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but I remember I played that once and I was pleasantly surprised with it. So I don't know. You maybe might like that one. Maybe.
Climax.
I think it was Climax. I think. Let me check. I do have the thing of it on here. So
There's Maximum Velocity, GP Legend, and Climax. And then also, I've never played AX, F-Zero AX, which I think is the arcade version of GX. I just don't know how I would play that. So like I'd be open to it, but I have to find a way to do
oh,
that.
you can actually unlock AX within GX with a cheat device.
Hmm.
Yeah. I forget like exactly like what you have to do it, but you can do that,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty interesting. And okay, yes, it was Climax. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Climax I thought was pleasantly like a really good surprise. I was like, wow, like this like runs like really good on here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm open to the ideas. I'll probably decide within the week and just start working on them.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that'll be fun.
So we got a couple comments in the chat. First, just want to welcome Brian. Hey, I got kings. I've been playing cards. I got kings. Um, Terry says he's going to drop Chrono Cross. He's not having fun with it. How do you feel about that?
I don't blame him, actually. Chrono Cross is kind of hard to follow. I mean, I have a love for the game, so
Yeah.
my opinion is going to be biased. But for a newcomer that's actually coming and playing a game, there are a lot of quality of life issues within that RPG that are kind of outdated to where you really have to be passionate about the series. So I think I don't blame him if he doesn't want to play it. But I think even after all of that, the music, the battle system, some of the characters are very, very solid in the game. So
Yeah, I agree with that. I found it kind of a spectacle when I played it. Like, I just found the textures on the PS1 like really impressive. Like some of the battle scenes, just like getting the kind of overview of the beach, like and I like the whole environment. The characters themselves leave a bit to be desired, and I mean, so does technically the leveling up system. There's no real sense of leveling up, so I could understand that if that's important to you. Um, I guess the theming is what I liked as a whole.
yeah, I would agree absolutely.
Chris, what's your experience with Chrono Cross?
I played it for like maybe like an hour or two and then just never touched it again. Not because I didn't like it, it was just one of those games I wanted to play, but then I just kind of just fell out of it, and I think I like moved on to like some other game, and I ended up just playing that. It seemed okay from what I played of it, but, you know, um, yeah, I don't really remember it very well, to be honest.
Hmm. Well, that makes sense. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not everyone's bread and butter. I mean, I think it's important to have kind of balanced views out there. I think with the game having been recently announced, not that recent, but like, when it was announced through like the Switch Direct or whatever, people suddenly got like really hyped and clamored for it. I wonder how much of that was authentic, like how many people were that genuinely intrigued or interested in it. And it's a flawed game. There are problems with it. There's narrative problems. It doesn't understand what it is, whether it's a Chrono Trigger sequel or not. And that's kind of problematic in terms of following the story. So it's a thing. I guess I just appreciate what I appreciate about it, and I understand that not all games are going to be perfect. I do wonder though, like what the hell happened in the development process. There's a lot of questions there.
Yeah, personally, I think like the game was like it was probably going to be its own thing, but then Square was like, "Oh no, you have to make this like either like Final Fantasy or Chrono Trigger or whatever." Because I know they've done that a lot, especially during that time
Yeah.
where like because FF was so huge, they're like, "Okay, this has to be like connected to this somehow because we have to like make as much money from this game as possible because FF sells like bajillion megabucks, blah blah." That's what I think would happen. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did because, they did that with so many other things. Like, apparently Xenogears was originally supposed to be a Final Fantasy game, but then they did its own thing because, they needed something.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, Chrono Cross could have definitely helped, and it being on its own rather than being part of the legacy of Chrono Trigger. It some or you guys already talked about the story segments didn't fit.
Yeah. Yeah, had an identity crisis, so too bad. But I mean, it's what it is. It was the era, 99, 2000. I don't think that games nowadays would have that issue. I want to ask about 2022 and just games in general. How do you feel about announcements, releases, etc.? Guys?
I guess I can go first if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm actually okay with the announcements so far. I mean, I know as probably a lot of the Nintendo announcements are front and center. They're coming out with a lot of big games, and I think Nintendo is at the forefront with the announcements, in my personal opinion. Although, games are plentiful on all platforms, regardless of where you play. And there are some really interesting ones to look forward to. Obviously, you mentioned playing Xenoblade Chronicles. The third part is coming out, and I am really looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That will be a pretty much day one pick up and play for me. I really really enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where it left off. Then there's lots of other Nintendo games that are supposedly coming out sometime this year. We'll have to wait and see. Plus, on the Sony front, there's God of War Ragnarok. We don't know if it's coming out yet or not this year, but a lot of people have their money on it being released this year, so that's exciting. And plus, the game that I'm really looking forward to, well, a couple of them, is the Batman game that's coming out, Batman Gotham Knights, I guess. I hope they can keep that campaign first, the campaign part of that game in decent enough shape. I don't care about the multiplayer aspect, but the campaign I hope is good. And the horror game, the Dead Space guys, I can't remember the name of the title, but something Protocol, I don't remember, but that game I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
What's your Chris?
Okay. Okay, so I'll be honest, I haven't actually like watched any of the new trailers. I just like whenever when a true trailer thing came out, like the directs or whatever, I just read like the headlines. That's just all I did. And then whenever like something like had like a name I didn't know or something like I was like kind of familiar with, like I watched like the trailer for it. Yeah, that Dead Space looking game, that game actually does look pretty cool, because that's a series I always liked, and I always thought, like, it kind of died off, like, way too soon, because of EA were a bunch of numbskulls. But, so, that's cool. I think, Persona 3, 4, and 5, like, coming out on more platforms is cool. In fact, I'm just happy about the third game getting, like, a new release, because, like, I always thought the third game was really good, even though, like, the PS2 version had its, like, issues where, like, you can't control your other party members, but now, like, they're doing the portable version, which fixed that, so that's really cool. I'm happy about that. And so like that was cool. Let's see what else. What else was like kind of like announced and I'm forgetting about. I know there's that. I forget the name of it right now, but there's this game you play as like a cat. I know
Right.
that. Oh, Stray. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. That game looks kind of like amusing. uh, let's see. Was there like another game that's coming out that I'm forgetting about? Oh, I know Terry mentioned this. Star Ocean 6 and in the next Valkyrie game, Valkyrie Elysium. Now, I've only played like Star Ocean 2, so my knowledge on that series is very limited to just that. And then for Valkyrie Profile, I've played 1 and 2. Very little of 1 because I sucked at it, and then 2, I got stuck at a certain part. But I do plan on finishing it though at some day. But that new one looks interesting, even though it is very different. Like it's like an action RPG now, and I know. Like, it seems like everything's turning into an action RPG all of a sudden, but I don't know. I'd give it a try.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if it comes out this year, but Sonic Frontiers is looking pretty good. I expect that to be a controversial take. I don't know. I'm not that big into 3D Sonic, but for some reason, it just seems like that would work for an open world. Just have a massive world and Sonic could just dash through it. I don't know.
I think the idea of Sonic Frontiers, I think it's not a bad idea. I'm just not huge about like the way how they like laid out the level from what they showed of that trailer that they showed, because like it just looks like this. I have like, oh hey, let's just throw some like random like loop-de-loops like in the middle of like nowhere.
Yeah, it's random. But
Yeah,
I like that. There could be some charm to that. I don't know. Like, I'm just imagining
that's
like
true.
hiking a mountain, getting to the top, and then all of a sudden it's like a chili dog stand or something. Like I don't know. Like, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
could,
Go on.
I was just gonna say, yeah, there definitely could be potential with the game, but I think we've been burned by Sonic a little few too many times. Hopefully they can pull this one off. Personally, when I hear Sega, I'm more focused on the Atlas side of the house or a new Yakuza game. Those franchises to me have taken over Sonic, but Sonic has its charm too, of course.
Yeah, I can see that. There's been a lot of like Yakuza and Persona and SMT, I guess, but I think one thing I would like from Atlas is maybe like more retro throwbacks. I think we've seen a lot of collections lately. I've been playing a lot anyway. I played Rare Replay. I played one with Alex that'll come out on his channel soon. It would be so cool to have like an Atlas collection with like
I'd be down with that.
translated SMT 1 and 2 or something. Cause like there's still no great way to play those other than the phone ports. And I feel like there's a lot of like Atlas titles that are obscure and overvalued if you want to play them. So, you were mentioning Crusader of Centy earlier. Like, imagine if that was on a collection. I would be stoked.
Yeah, I think that's a game that should have been on the Sega collection that they put out.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be on the Mini Drive Mini 2. Who knows?
True.
Oh yeah, that was a thing too. I forgot about that.
How do you guys feel
And
about that?
Well, from what I've heard, apparently it'll have Sega CD games on it, and if that's the case, I think that's great because that's a system that like all the good shit for that system is like at least over $100 each. So if they can at least get some of those on there, that would at least make it worth it for that.
Yeah, plus who owns a functional Sega CD? My question, like, my thing though is like Sonic CD, really, for the 100th time? And like, what's the other one that's on there? I think, I think Snatcher was on there. Is that right?
I don't know if Snatcher got announced for that. I mean, I think they should because that's a good game that, I think more people should play. Well, at least if you like that type of game anyways.
Yeah.
Because, it's not for everyone. But, I know in the Japanese version they did announce Popful Mail, which I think is cool because I think that's a really cool like action platforming RPG that was made by Falcom. So like if they bring that over to the English version, that would be really awesome.
I think I have the list here. Night Striker, Starblade, Ninja Warriors, Outrun, Afterburner 2, Splatterhouse 2, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, Mega Panel, Puzzle in Action, Ichidan R, Columns 3, Star Mobile, Bonanza Bros, Fantasy Zone, Magical Tarututo-kun, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Popful Mail, Shining Force CD, Shining in the Darkness, Sylpheed, Sonic CD, Thunder Force 4, and Virtua Racing.
There's some pretty good stuff in there. Some also pretty interesting ones too.
I feel like Sylpheed is playable other ways, though. Like, there are other versions of it. Like, there's a Genesis version, I want to say. Shining in the Darkness, I feel like I don't know. I played it. I don't care that much about it. Shining Force CD could be cool. I'm not that big into Shining Force, though. And then Virtua Racing. Which Virtua Racing are we talking about? Thunder Force 4 is already on Switch. You know, Fantasy Zone, same thing. Bonanza Bros. I feel like that's on Switch. And then Outrun is also on Switch. Like, I feel like they do a lot of, like, well, we already did the
They're
work
doing a lot of
making
safe
this.
bets, yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, let's use our assets. Puzzle in Action, Ichidan R. That's also on Switch. You know, a bunch of games are already on Sega Ages that they're just putting on this mini thing. So I don't know. I see it, and I see, like, the hype for it, and then I go, like, well, let's actually, like, look closely at this. Like, how much of this collection do I actually want?
Yeah, well, another thing to keep in mind, too, is that that's the Japanese version. They might actually change it for the North American one.
Or they may just not release it, you know, in the U.S.
No, that's true, too, and then you'd have to import it, yeah.
Well, technically, I have an import model of the original Genesis Mini anyway, because I thought the lineup looked better. They tend to make the American ones safer bets, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Columns 3, because columns isn't enough, apparently. True that, Terry.
Play it 3 times. Hey, guys, I got to step away. Thank you very much for having me, though.
Well,
No problem, dude.
I'm actually going to post this. Are you cool with that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Please do.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
And I'll talk to you guys soon.
Sounds good.
See you later.
Happy
Bye.
4th if I don't talk to you.
All right. You too. Thank you.
All right, Chris, I think I'm going to wrap up here, too. Any last words?
Oh yeah. I remember that game I was telling you that I forgot the name of it. That's coming out at the end of July. That I was kind of hoping on getting. I just remembered the name of it.
What you got?
It's called Remelia Scarlet Symphony. It's basically a Castlevania like style like game. And I guess with a name like Symphony, you can probably take a guess. It's probably gonna be like Symphony of the Night, which is cool. And it has a really nice art style to it, and it comes out at the end of July. So I think I might actually get that because it looks really nice. Yeah, I just figured I'd mention that because I just pulled it up and I was like, okay, I can talk about that now.
Good stuff. Yeah. It depends what my lineup is, but eventually I will want to play Live Alive. So, you know, let me know if you start that.
Yeah, I just have to get it first
Same.
because I haven't pre-ordered it. And I kind of want to like just wait and see if my Walmart will have it, because unfortunately I don't have like any like major like retails like that's just sell. You know, there's no EB Games in my town, which kind of sucks. So I have to rely on them if they'll get it.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, well, I mean it's a Square Enix game, so it should. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, here's hoping. And thanks for joining, Chris. Great talk as always.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Happy Canada Day to you.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, in advance.
Yep.
Cool. And I guess I'll do my sign off. Thanks everybody for joining. It's been a great stream. It's been a great Speaks episode. And stay tuned. Subscribe. We'll have more great gaming content for you to come in. Hopefully, we'll start on one of these new projects soon. Let me know what you're open to. Okay, cool. That will conclude the segment. And then I just want to say bye to Terry. Thanks for sticking it out through the stream. Chris, same to you. Thanks for taking care of the spammer in the comments.
Bots. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, they've been going everywhere.
I don't know. Hopefully that gets fixed. But
Yeah, it's happened every now and again.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get going now. But no, it was cool.
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with some interesting questions for your Q&A.
Sure. Yeah, I liked the one you asked. I thought the social media one was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm jaded, you know? I think they all suck.
Nah, it makes sense, and I agree. I do think Instagram is dumb.
Yeah. There's an excuse not to talk, right? Like just pictures. But people are still they do the same thing anyway. It's just happening in the comments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna take off now. But yeah, see you later.
Cool. See ya.